Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hope you had a nice, restful sleep. It was great to see a lot of you online last night on our virtual Oneg Shabbat. I'm not sure how many of you are up at this moment, but I hope at least a few of you, and I'm excited to celebrate Shabbat together, even as we are apart. So we'll begin as we always do with a little bit of singing just to wake us up a little, and then we'll get going. Yalla la 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 la, 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 yalla la 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 la. Yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la. Shabbat Shalom. Before we just get started with our service this morning, let's just take a moment for ourselves. If you'd like to close your eyes at home, just to reflect for a few seconds. Let's open our eyes and take a deep breath in. Let a deep breath out. And we will begin our service as we always do on page 186 with thanks and with gratitude. And just a little bit of a helpful hint for those who are following at home with the online version of our prayer book. I believe I calculated it out, and I think sort of towards the bottom of the flip book, you'll see there's a place to put in an actual page number. If you put in the page number that I'm announcing, you will be off by several pages, and that's because the way that this thing works, it doesn't account for all of the pages that exist in our prayer book that are Roman numerals, for example, in the introductions, or don't even have page numbers at all. And so it doesn't really start counting until about, I think, 18 or 19 pages in. So, in other words, you have to do a little bit of math if you want to use that as a helpful way of moving around. I believe I calculated it out that it is, in fact, I think 18 is the difference, and maybe 19. So when I say page 186, if you want to use that function to quickly get to, roughly speaking, where we are in the book, you add 18 to that number, and I believe that should work. So give it a shot at home. You'll let me know if I was on or if I was off. But at the very least, always know how to use the table of contents to quickly move around. Most of our service goes in order. Generally speaking, it's the next page, unless I announce it, in which case then we jump ahead. But when we get to things like the Torah service, which is farther ahead, or we get to the Amida, which is further ahead, or we get to the end of the service, which is further ahead, towards the bottom of that flipbook thing, you'll see 3 parallel lines with 3 dots next to it. That's the table of contents button, and it should pop up a little side thing, and then you can click and move further ahead. So hopefully these are helpful. I'm sorry that it's not ideal, but better than nothing for sure. So speaking of gratitude, my gratitude for technology, my gratitude for all of you, and our gratitude to God for being able to do all of this as we begin our service on page 186. Modeh ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam. Modeh ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayam. Modeh ani lefanecha, modeh ani lefanecha. I offer thanks to you, Adonai, ever-living sovereign, that you have restored my soul to me in mercy. How great is your trust. Page 192 at the very top of the page, Ma Tohu. Ma tohu ohalecha Yaakov vishkenahotecha Yisrael. Ma tohu ohalecha Yaakov Mishkenahotecha Israel. We turn now to page 194, and we'll read together in Hebrew at the top of the page, a blessing for our bodies. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yatzar et ha'adam b'chokhmah, uvaravo nekavim nekavim, chalulim chalulim. Galui v'yadua lifnei chisech avodecha, she'im ipatech echad mehem, o yisatem echad mehem, I efshar lehitkayem v'la'amod lefanecha. Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh chol basar u'mafli la'asot. We're now on page 196, a prayer for our souls. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorahi. 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 Please join me in English on the bottom of page 197. My soul came to me pure, drawn from the reservoir of the holy. All the time it remains within me, I am thankful for its thirst for compassion and justice. Let my eyes behold the beauty of all creatures. Let my hands know the privilege of righteous deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, asher biado nefesh kol chai, veruach kol besar ish. Please rise if you're able at home as we turn to page 198 and offer a series of blessings for daily miracles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lasech vivina, lafchin ben yom uven laila. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokef kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokah haaretz al hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamechin mitzadei gaver. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, malbish arumim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, haroten le'ayev koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavir shena meinai utnuma me'afapai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shastani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani ben chorin. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, ozer Yisrael bigvura. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael betifara. Please be seated at home. Let's turn to page 205 and we'll read together in English at the top of the page a blessing for the study of Torah. We seekers of God, how do we find you? In good deeds and in the study of Torah. In your search for us, you find us in the bending of the knee, in the rigor of study, in the honesty of commerce, through a good heart, through decency, in respect, true fellowship, companionship, and love, through truth and peace, in the no that is really no, and the yes that is really yes. Baruch atah Adonai, hamelamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Turn now to page 206. Elu devarim she'ein lahem shiur, she'adam ochel perotehem ba'olam hazeh, והקרן קיימת לו לעולם הבא, ואלו הן כיבוד אב ואם וגמילות חסדים, והשכמת בית המדרש, שחרית וערבית, והכנסת אורחים וביקור חולים, והכנסת כלה לוויית המת ועיון תפילה, ואהבת שלום בין אדם לחברו, ותלמוד תורה כנגד כולם. If you're able at home, please rise as we turn to page 212 for Pezukei Gezimah. Baruch she'amar ve'aya ha'olam, Baruch hu, Baruch oseh ve'reshit, Baruch Omer ve'Yosef, Baruch Gozer u'Mekayem, Baruch Merachem al ha'aretz, Baruch Merachem al habriot, Baruch Meshalem Sachar Tov lireav, Baruch Chalad ve'Kayam lanetzach, Baruch Bodeh u'Matzil, Baruch Shemo, Bishvachot u'Bizmirot Negadelcha, U'Nshabecha U'Nfarecha, V'Nazkir Shimcha V'Namnichecha, Malkeinu Eloheinu, Yachid Chei Ha'olamim, Melech Meshubach u'Mefouad Ad Shemo HaGadol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Melech Mehulal Batishbachot. Please be seated at home or on page 214, the second line down in Hebrew. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, lehagid baboker chasdecha, lehagid baboker chasdecha, ve'emunatcha b'halelot, ve'emunatcha b'halelot, Tov lehodot l'Adonai, alei asur ve'lenavel, alei gayon bechinor, Yisimachtani Adonai befo'alecha, b'masei yadecha aranen, magalu, ma'asechaya, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך, מה גדלו מעשיך היה, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך, מה גדלו מעשיך היה, מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. אשרי יושבי ביתך, עוד יעללוך, עוד beitecha. Od yehalelucha. Od yehalelucha. Selah. We continue silently. V'anachnu nevarech yam me'ata v'yad olam me'ata v'yad olam me'ata v'yad olam Hallelujah 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 Hallelujah. Psalm 150, page 218. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. El bekodsho. Hallelujah, bekiauzo. Hallelujah, bigvurotav. Hallelujah, kerov gudom. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, beteka shofar. Hallelujah, benebel bechinor. Hallelujah, betofu machol. Hallelujah, beminim veruga. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, betzil tzalei shama. Hallelujah, betzil tzalei trua. Kol hanshama tehallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Nishmat kol chai tevarech et shimcha Adonai Eloheinu. Continue silently on page 219. Now on page 220 at the very top of the page. Ilu finu maleh shira kayam ulshonehinu rina kadmon galav vesivtotenu sheva kemarchevei rakiyam veinenu meirot kashemesh v'chayareach ve'yadenu frusot kenishrei shamayim ve'ragleinu kalot kayalot ein anachnu maspikim lehodot lecha Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu levarech. We're now on page 222, the middle paragraph in Hebrew. Shochenad marom v'kadosh shemo v'chatuv v'hanenu tzadikim Adonai la yesharim nava tehila befi yesharim Titalav divrei tzadikim Titbarachu b'lshon chasidim Titromamu b'kerev kedoshim Titkadashu v'makehalot Rivevotam chabet Yisrael berinait ba'ar Shimcha malkeinu bechol dor V'ador yababayim yababai bye 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 Yababai yababai bye bye Yai bye bye yababai yababai bye 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 Ay, bye, bye, ay, bye, bye. If you're able at home, please rise for the concluding blessing of Pezukei Zimra on page 223, and we'll remain standing through the Chatzi Kaddish on 224, and then the Baruch Hu on 226. Ishtabach shimcha lad malkeinu Ahel HaMelech HaGadol VeHaKadosh B'Shamayim u'Ba'aretz Ki Lecha Na'eh Adonai Eloheinu V'Elohei Avotenu Imotenu Shir Shmacha V'Zimra Ozu Memshala Netzach Gedula U'Gvura Tila V'Tiferet Kedusha U'Malchut Brachot Ve'Hodaot Me'ata V'Yad Olam Baruch Ata Adonai El Melech Gadol V'Tishbachot El ההודעות אדון הנפלאות, הבוחר בשירי זמרה, מלך אל חיי העולמים. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי, בימליך מלכותי, בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגאלה ובזמן קריב, אמרו אמן. יש מרבה מברך לעולם לימי המיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתעשה ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשם בריחו לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירת בעלמא ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. Please be seated at home. Turn now to page 228. We'll read in English together at the bottom of the page first, and then the 3 lines of Hebrew just above. Praised are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of light and darkness, who makes peace and fashions all things. In mercy you illumine the world and those who live upon it. In your goodness you daily renew creation. How numerous are your works, Adonai, in wisdom you formed them all, filling the earth with your creatures. Be praised, Adonai, our God, for the excellent work of your hands, and for the lights you created, may they glorify you. Shine a new light upon Zion, that we all may swiftly merit its radiance. Praised are you, Adonai, creator of all heavenly lights. Or Chadash Al Zion Ta'ir, Or Chadash, Al Zion Ta'ir, V'nizkechu lanu, Me'era Le'orom, V'nizkechu lanu, Me'era Le'orom. Yadadai bim bim bam, yadadai bim bam, yadadai bim bim bam, yadadai bim bim bam, yadadai bim bam, yadadai bim bim bam, yadadai. Baruch atah Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. We're now on page 230. And we'll begin by reading together in English at the top of the page and then the Hebrew at the bottom. How deeply you have loved us, Adonai our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion. On account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life, be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. Ve'ha'erinenu be'toratecha ve'dabek libeinu le'mitzvotecha ve'yachel levaveinu le'ahava u'lirah et shemecha ve'lo nemosh ve'lo nikalem ve'lo nikashel le'olam va'ed ki v'shem kodshecha agadol v'anora batachnu nagila v'nismecha b'yeshuatecha ve'avienu leshalom me'arba kanfot haaretz ve'tolichenu kol memiut le'artzeinu ki el poel yeshuot ata ubanu b'charta ve'keravtanu le'shimcha Agadol Sela Be'emet Leodot Lecha Lechecha Be'ahava Baruch Atah Adonai Habocher B'amo Yisrael Be'ahava Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha ve'shinatam levanecha ve'dibarta bam ve'shivtecha v'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'aderech ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך, ובשעריך. We're now on page 236. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל, ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית. על כנפי בידיהם לדורותם ונתנו על ציצית כנף פתיל תכלת והיה לכם לציצית וראיתם אותו וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם מאחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים ללבביכם Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher hotzeiti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. Let's read together on the top of page 239. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness, there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame, stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way, true and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain and established, now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice. We're on the bottom of page 238 and then jumping quickly to page 240. Bye, on a second. Remember the melody. Ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye bye bim 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 bam, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye ba 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 ba, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye ba 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 ba, ya bye bye bim bam. Mi chamocha, page 240. Bailim Adonai mi kamocha nedar bakodesh, norat hilot osefele. Nora tehilot osefele, ya bye bye bim 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 bam, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye bye bim 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 bam, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye ba 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 ba, ya bye bye bim bam, ya bye ba 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 ba, ya bye bye bim bam. I realized it's so funny. It happened to me last night. I reversed to this morning's melody to last night, and last night's melody to this morning. So I'm going to try to fix it as best as I can on the fly. Shira chadasha shikhu geulim, l'shimcha al svat hayam, yachad kulam hodu, v'himluchu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Now, page 240, please rise if you're able. Tzur Yisrael, kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, ufidei chedumecha, Yehuda ve'Yisrael, Go Aleinu Adonai Tzvaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Remain standing as we begin the Amidah together on page 242 and then continue silently. Please go at your own pace at home, and when you are finished, you may be seated. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. If you are still standing at home, please remain standing. If you are seated and you're able, please rise as we turn to page 324 for the repetition of the Amidah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לפני בניהם למען שמו באהבם. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים. סומך נופלים והופך עולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה. ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. We're on page 326. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר אדירנו אדוני אדוננו, מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ, ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, ומושיענו והוא ישמיענו, רחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהיך ציון לדור ודור. Hallelujah. Page 328. לדור ודור. לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד קוד לך. לדור ודור, לדור ודור, לדור ודור נגיד קוד לך. ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Okay, please be seated at home. We're now on the top of page 329. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. מקדשי שביעי שבת, כולם יספעו ויתענגו מטובך שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקוראי עונג שבת. והשביעי
ורצית בו וקידשתו שבת, חב נהת ימים, אותו קראת שבת, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. אלוהינו, אלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, רצה רצה במנוחתנו, קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך, צווינו מטובך לשמחנו בישועתך, וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת, והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו, איי 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 באהבה ורצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך, ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Now on page 330 in the middle of the page. On this Shabbat day, as you graciously receive our prayers, help us to hear your call. Grant us enough health to fulfill our duties and the compassion we need to attend to others. Teach us humility that we may perceive our own faults, and grant us the wisdom to be forgiving of others. Give us the courage to be true to our highest selves and the charity to see the best in those around us. Give us patience enough not to become discouraged, hope enough to overcome all fears for the future, and faith enough to know your presence. O source of blessing, look with favor upon us. May our offerings be acceptable to you. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. We turn now to page 332, and beginning at the bottom of the page, we'll read each of the paragraphs in order, and at the end of each paragraph, offer the words in Hebrew, Modim anachnu lach, our gratitude to God for all of these gifts. For the expanding grandeur of creation, worlds known and unknown, galaxies beyond galaxies filling us with awe and challenging our imaginations, Modim anachnu lach. For this fragile planet Earth, its times and tides, its sunsets and seasons, Modim anachnu lach. For the joy of human life, its wonders and surprises, its hopes and achievements, Modim anachnu lach. For human community, our common past and future hope, our oneness transcending all separation, our capacity to work for peace and justice in the midst of hostility and oppression, Modim anachnu lach. For high hopes and noble causes, for faith without fanaticism, for understanding of views not shared, Modim anachnu lach. For high hopes and noble causes, for all who have labored and suffered for a fairer world, who have lived so that others might live in dignity and freedom, Modim anachnu lach. For human liberties and sacred rights, for opportunities to change and grow, to affirm and choose, Modim anachnu lach. We pray that we may live not by our fears, but by our hopes, not by our words, but by our deeds. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. And now on page 334. Sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael hamecha Barcheinu yotzreinu kulanu kechad ve'or panecha Ki ve'or panecha natata lanu Adonai Eloheinu Sim shalom tova uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael hamecha Torah chayim ahavat chesed ve'ahavat chesed u'tzedaka uvracha berachamim v'shalom Sim shalom uvracha chen v'chesed v'rachamim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael hamecha ve'tov einecha levarech et am Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום טובה וברכה חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל ישראל אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל ושלום. Let's turn now to page 336. We'll read in English together at the bottom of the page. I need strength, humility, courage, patience. Strength to control my passions, humility to assess my own worth, courage to rise above defeats, and patience to cleanse myself, and wisdom to learn and live by our sacred teachings. Let me not be discouraged by my failings. Let me take heart from all that is good and noble in my character. Keep me from falling victim to cynicism. Teach me sincerity and enthusiasm. Endow me with perception and courage that I may serve others with compassion and love. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol tevel, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al Yisrael. V'meru, amen. Okay, Seder Kriyat HaTorah starts on page 362. If you're at home and you are able, please rise. Again, page 362. אין כמוך באלוהים אדוני ואין כמעשיך מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים וממשלתך בכל דור ודור אדוני מלך אדוני מלך אדוני מלך לעולם ועד אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן אדוני יברך את עמו Shalom, Aharamim, Heitiva B'tzoncha et Zion, Tifnei Chomot Yerushalayim, Ki V'cha Levad Vatachnu, Melech El Ram B'Nisam, Adon Olamim. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion Torah, Udevar Adonai miYerushalayim, Baruch Shenatan Torah, Baruch Shenatan Torah, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. אחד אלוהינו גדול, אדוננו קדוש שמו. גדלו ונעממה שמות יחדיו, לך אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח וההוד, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, לך אדוני הממלכה מתנשא לכל ראש. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו רוממו. רוממו אדוני אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. Everyone at home, be seated. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. So this morning we are going to read from Parshat Shmini, which is in the book of Leviticus. If you're following at home, we're going to start our reading at the beginning of chapter 10. So in the Women's Torah Commentary, chapter 10 begins on page 620, and in the Plowed Chumash, it begins on page 709. So again, Plowed Chumash, page 709, and the Women's Torah Commentary, page 620. So for those that tuned in last night, I spoke a bit about this really gut-wrenching, heart-rending experience that we hear described in this chapter of the Torah. And in this section, again, just a reminder of where we are. The reason it's called Shmini, from the word Shmona in Hebrew, which means 8. This is the 8th day, the day after the 7-day inaugural period of the Mishkan, of the building of the Mishkan, its celebration, and all of the things that took place as a result of that, the sacrifices, the celebrations themselves, etc. And what happens basically is at the beginning of chapter 10, after everything seems like everything is in really good order, everybody's happy, everything's exciting, there is this terrible story of Aaron's two sons, Nadav and Abihu, who basically, again, are, because they are Aaron's sons, and that means by definition that they are Kohanim, part of the priesthood, and basically in the lineage, were, second and third in command, so to speak. So these were very, very significant and important people, not just to Aaron, but to the entire people of Israel. And as the Torah tells us in the beginning of the Parsha, now Aaron's sons, Nadav and Abihu, each took his fire pan and put fire in it and laid incense on it. All of that, again, fairly standard in terms of procedure. And they offered before Adonai, and this is where it starts to go off the rails, Eish Zara in Hebrew, which usually is translated in this case as alien fire. So the word Zara can be translated in lots of different ways, but in some ways the parallel that's the easiest to understand, right? We use the word alien and it can mean all different kinds of things depending on the context. But in a Torah context and in a Judaism context, they're basically, it's sort of the differentiation between Kodesh and Chol, or between Tahor and Tameh, which we will get to in a second. In other words, it's the opposite of. That's its definition. So Zara is basically the opposite of whatever it is that you're supposed to do. So the euphemism, for example, for an idol worshiper in Talmudic Judaism is Avodah Zara, a worshiper of this strange, alien, something other than thing. So all we really know from the Hebrew is that it's an Eish Zara. We don't necessarily know what makes it Zara. It will be part of our conversation a little bit next door, online. in our Torah study in a moment. But for the purposes of now, let's leave it again as an Eish Sarah, as an alien fire, which had not been enjoined upon them. In other words, in Hebrew, Asher lo tziva otam. So enjoined upon them is a fancy way of saying it was not a commanded thing that they did. And fire came forth from Adonai as a result and consumed them, and thus they died at the instance of Adonai. Okay, and then as I spoke about last night, this sort of Moshe trying either to console or to explain to Aaron, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in Torah study as well, and then Aaron's result is that he is silenced, or he is silent, or as I said last night, that he becomes still and unmoving. So, as I said, I talked more extensively about Aaron and his response last night, and we'll have some chance for that on the online Torah study, but I want to take a step back and focus on the other really essential question here, which is, really, what is it that Nadav necessitated this kind of response from God? So, again, we'll go down the rabbit hole in Torah study a little bit later, but there are a number of different ways of approaching this idea, and the traditional ones are the ones that I think most of us will have the hardest time with. And the traditional mindset is basically to say that Nadav and Abihu, specifically, the text tells us, because they did something they're not supposed to do, that's the main reason why they ultimately were punished in the way that they were punished. Right? Lo tziva, right? Asher lo tziva otam. Right? That God did not command them to do it, and therefore they shouldn't have done it. And because they shouldn't have done it, their lives were taken. And there are all sorts of caveats and explanations, as I said, more for germane for our Torah study discussion in a little bit. But I want to try to think about this also, and some of my argument is going to be based on the acceptance of one of the theories, according to the rabbis, which is really this idea that Nadav and Abihu basically, may have had good intentions, right? When they came to offer their sacrifice, they didn't think they were doing something in affront to God. They thought, in fact, that they were doing something to demonstrate their passion and their excitement for serving God, right? That the whole way in which the service of God took place in the Mishkan was largely based around the idea of the consumption of things by fire. And so for them, at least according to the theories of the rabbis, their mindset was, we're doing the right thing. And unfortunately, they were doing the right thing, but in the wrong way and in the wrong time. So I have some philosophical, even theological challenges with that concept, but let's take for a second and assume that is in fact the case of what took place. And so it made me immediately think of a parallel of a phenomenon we are seeing currently right now, especially in the United States, but I imagine we're not the only place that is struggling with this. So what am I talking about? There is a concerted push at this moment in certain segments of our country and society, egged on by certain elements of our leadership, that is pushing to, quote, reopen the country, or in certain cases, reopen the country again. I don't even understand what that means, because that implies that it had been closed before. I'm not sure that there is a parallel to this. But let's put that aside for a second, and let's just say that there is this push, right, that we need to reopen things again. We need to get back to work, we need to make money, we need to get people out of their impoverishment, we need to do all of these things, right? And on the one hand, in a vacuum, one can say, you know what, I can understand that, right? We're all collectively suffering, and for certain parts of the country, perhaps not suffering nearly as much as others. Perhaps the effects of the virus are not as immediate or as obvious, and as a result, there is a mindset that says that the best thing that we can do, the right thing to do right now, is to get back to work as quickly as we can, to open things up as quickly as we can. And this, in some ways, is the same kind of mindset as if we follow that rabbinic thought of Nadav and Abihu, right? They are passionate about something. They believe that what they're doing is right and called for. And yet, at the same time, they don't realize that, in fact, for reasons that seem to be beyond their comprehension in their era, and for reasons that seem to be beyond the comprehension of those who are pushing so hard for us to get back to normal life, that it's the right idea, but the wrong time and the wrong means by which to do it. Right? In other words, the parallel here is very striking in the end result. Right? Again, even if Nadav and Abihu had the right idea or the right mindset or the right intention, right? That because they did it in the wrong fashion, and in particular they did it at the wrong time, the result was death. So I don't think I have to draw a very thick line to draw the demonstration of the connection between that experience and what we are talking about right here. Is that even people who may have the best of intentions, right, not selfishly about themselves, but about their communities and about the people around them and about their work life and about the businesses that they either run or are part of, right, or being able to see their loved ones who they haven't seen in a month, or to be able to care for sick families that are across town and they can't reach. Right, all of these are, at least in a vacuum, are good ideas, are meaningful ideas, are real ideas. I understand them. But at the same time, the short-sightedness of it is not seeing what the very real reality will be if we in fact do that before the time is right. If we don't follow the procedure properly, if we don't think about our behavior before we act, the result, almost unquestionably, will be death. Death of loved ones, death of strangers, death of the poor and the rich alike. That if we are not thoughtful about what we are doing, there is this horrible potential danger that is in front, and I would take away, quite frankly, the word potential. Because from everything that I can see, it's not a potential for there to be death, it is almost a guarantee. And while I understand very much the economic impact and the potential of the loss of life as a result of that as well, that one has a certain fungibility to it. There are ways in which we can potentially help to mitigate those challenges. But if we open up, so to speak, or reopen the country, and people start to behave as if everything is normal when we know that it's not, and the virus now then has a second chance to spread itself, it is a guarantee of death. And I think that if we are to take anything away from the story of Nadav and Avihu this morning, as painful as it is to draw this conclusion and this connection, and again, knowing that I'm taking liberties by suggesting that it was in fact this mindset of Nadav and Avihu, and it was a good idea, wrong time, wrong way, that I think we have an illustration here in our Torah that very much speaks to our current moment, our current reality. So, while we may already be, I may be preaching, so to speak, to the choir, that you may already feel the way that I feel, there's a good chance that you know people who feel differently. And if you know those people who feel differently, either directly or indirectly, I hope perhaps you might share this idea or this concept with them. And to simply say, not in a wagging of a finger kind of mindset, because again, most people's mentality about trying to get back to normal isn't selfish or self-serving in the traditional sense. They're doing it because it's the right time and the right way. But I think, in fact, by all accounts, that's not. And I think in the case of Nadav and Avihu, while they may have thought they were doing the right thing, clearly the outcome tells us that something was wrong. And very likely the something that was wrong was taking the responsibility on them to the higher power, to the more knowledgeable power, about what it is that they are in fact supposed to do. So with that, I leave us all with something to contemplate, certainly a lot to discuss in our online Torah study if you'll join us, and to wish you all a Shabbat Shalom. So again, we're going to start reading on page 620 in the Women's Torah Commentary and page 709 in the Plowed Chumash. And as always, the caveat that without my Gabbai or Gabbait, I'm an island, so to speak, so forgive me if I make any mistakes in our Torah reading this morning, but I will certainly endeavor to do my best. Oh, and if you're following along at home, you're looking for the chapter of the book of Leviticus, the book of Vayikra. Baruch hu etach, Baruch Adonai Baruch Leolam Vaed, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim, Venatan Lanu et Torato, Baruch Ata Adonai Noten HaTorah. Amen. Vayikhu Bnei Aaron, Nadav Avihu, Ish Mechatato, Vayitnu Vahen Esh, Vayasimu Alea Ketoret, Vayakrivu Lifnei Adonai Esh Zara, Asher Lo Tziva Otam, Vatetze Esh Milai, Vatochal Otam, Vayamutu Lifnei Adonai,
Vayomer Moshe el Aharon Hu Asher Diber Adonai Lemor Bikrovai Ekadesh Ve'al Penei Chol Ha'am Ekaved Vaidom Aron Vayikra Moshe El Misrael El Tzafan Bnei Uziel Dod Aharon Vayomer Alehem Kirvu Seu Et Achechem Me'et Bnei HaKodesh El Michutz Lamachaneh Vayikrevu Vayisaum Bekutonotam El Michutz Lamachaneh Ka'asher Diber Moshe Vayomer Moshe Elon Ulelazar Ulitamar Banav Rashechem Al Tifru Uvigdechem Lo Tifromu Velo Tamutu Ve'al Kol Ha'eda Yiktsof V'achechem Kol Beit Yisrael Yichbu Et Hasareah Asher Saraf Adonai. Umiftach Ohel Moed Lo Tetza'u Pentamutu Ki Shemen Mishchat Adonai Alechem Vaya'asu Kidvar Moshe Vayidaber Adonai El Aharon Lemor Yain Vesechar Al Teshet Ata Uvincha Itach Bevoachem El Ohel Moed Velo Tahu Chukat Olam Ledorotechem Ulehavdil Ben HaKodesh Uben HaChol Uben HaTameh Uben HaTahur Ulhorot El Et Kol HaChukim Asher Diber Adonai Alechem Bi'ad Moshe. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Before we lift and dress the Torah and read our Haftarah, we'll take a moment to offer our Mishaberach, our prayer for healing, and our prayer for the healers who are doing that healing. We're back in our prayer books on page 371 if you'd like to follow along. Mishaberach Avotenu v'imotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah u'yivarech et hacholim ha'elu. We think first of those in our community and connected to our community in need of healing. Joanne Sanborn, Jean Ben Sadoun, Gloria Taradash, Andrea Klausner, Judy Stern, Miriam Cornfield, Roz Brody, Chana Ruth Bat Sarah, Louis Davidson, Susan Spruce, Fagel Tzipora Bat Elisheva Bat Sarah, Richard Gambino, Michelle Sawicki, Idol Basha Bat Yitzchak, Tzvi Menachem Ben Chaim, Rivka Bat Devora, Amy and Gavin Tucker, Janice Kurz, David Dowling, Neil Elliott and Eileen Rosen, Israel Ben Yitzchak, Ben Sion Ben Moshe, Lorraine Danis, Buddy Kossoff, Shelley Newmark, David Kyle Klotman, Rivka Bat Rachel, Sarah Bat Chana, Moshe Eliezer Ben Sivya, Peretz Ben Yehuda, and Leah Bat Naomi. And if you're thinking of anyone at home this morning who's in need of healing, this would be the opportunity for you to say those names out loud. Of course, we think of all those still suffering and fighting against the virus, and we hope and pray for their speedy recovery. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimalei rachamim aleihem lahachalimam u'lerapotam l'chazikam v'yishlach lahem mehira refuah shlema min hashamayim, refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, hashtabag alav zman kariv, v'nomar Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal those who are suffering. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit, and let us say together, Amen. El na refana la, el na refana la, el na refana la, refuah shelema, el na refana lo, el na refana lo, el na refana lo, refuah shelema. If you're able at home, please rise as we lift and dress the Torah. Yamod Hamagbiya v'hagolel. Vezot HaTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Okay, please be seated at home. This on. Okay. All right. So this morning's haftarah for Parshat Shmini is from the second book of Samuel. Second book of Samuel, chapter 6, verse 1 to chapter 7, verse 17. Again, 2 Samuel chapter 6, 1 through 17. So if you're following along at home and you have a Plav Chumash, it's on page 729. If not, you should be able to find the Haftarah on the Reform Judaism website pretty easily, or Mechon Mamre, or any of the other things that you might use online. If in the future you're having trouble finding any of this stuff, please just email me and I'll direct you more directly. But again, our reading starts in the beginning of chapter 6 of the second book of Samuel, and we'll offer first the blessing before the Haftarah in our prayer books on page 372. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar b'nviim tovim, v'ratza b'divrehem hanemarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai Hamocher b'Torah u'Moshe abdo u'Yisrael amo v'niyeh ha'emet v'tzedek. Amen. Once more, David brought together Israel's best men, 30,000 in all. Then David and all the people with him went up from Baalei Yehudah to take up from there the ark of God, on which is written the name God of heaven's host enthroned on the cherubim. They put the ark of God on a new cart and took it out of the house of Abinadab on the hill. Uzzah and Achio, Abinadab's sons, drove the new cart. And as they brought it out of Abinadab's house on the hill with the ark of God on it, Achio was walking in front of the ark. And while David and the rest of the Israelites were dancing before God to the sound of all kinds of instruments of cedar wood, of harps, lyres, hand drums, rattles, and cymbals. But when they got to the threshing floor of Nachon, the oxen nearly upset the cart, and Uzzah reached out for and seized hold of the ark of God. And the Eternal grew furious with Uzzah, and God struck him down on the spot because of his disrespect. And there he died next to the ark of God. David, distressed because the Eternal had broken out there against Uzzah, named that place Peretz Uzzah, and so it is called to this day. That day David was terrified of the Eternal, and he said, "How can I let the ark of the Eternal come to me?" So David was not willing to have the ark brought to him in the city of David, and instead David diverted it to the house of Obed-Edom, the Gittite. The ark of the Eternal remained at the house of Obed-Edom for 3 months, and during that time the Eternal blessed Obed-Edom and all his family. When David was told that the Eternal had blessed Obed-Edom and all his family because of the ark of God, David went and had the ark of God brought up from the house of Obed-Edom to the city of David with rejoicing. And when the ark bearers had gone 6 steps, he sacrificed an ox and a fatling. David, dressed in a linen tunic, skipped before the Eternal with all his might. And so David and the whole house of Israel brought up the ark of the Eternal with shouting and blasts of the shofar. As the ark of the Eternal entered the city of David, Michal, Saul's daughter, was looking out the window, and when she observed King David leaping and skipping before the Eternal, she came to despise him. They brought in the ark of the Eternal and set it in its place, in the tent that David had prepared for it, and then David sacrificed burnt offerings and offerings of well-being in honor of the Eternal. When David was done with his offerings, he blessed the people in the name of God of heaven's hosts. And he distributed to every one of the large number of Israelites, men and women alike, a loaf of bread, fruit cake, and a flask of wine. And then the people returned to their homes. When David went home to greet his household, Michal, Saul's daughter, went out to greet him. Said she, "The king of Israel really honored himself today. He showed himself off before every slave girl like an empty-headed lout." David answered Michal, "Before the Eternal, who chose me over your father and all his family to be the leader of Israel, the people of the Eternal, I shall dance before the Eternal, and dishonor myself even more, and lower myself even more, and yet I shall be honored by those slave girls you were talking about." And Michal, Saul's daughter, never bore a child till the day she died. When the king had settled in his palace, and the Eternal had made him safe from his enemies in the surrounding countries, the king said to Nathan the prophet, "Look now, I live in a cedar palace, while the ark of the Eternal stays in a tent." Nathan said to the king, "The Eternal is with you. Do all that is in your heart." That night, however, the word of the Eternal came to Nathan in a dream. "Go tell my servant David, it is you who shall build me a temple to dwell. Is it you who should build me a temple to dwell in? I have not had a temple from the time I brought the people of Israel out of Egypt to this day. I have moved about in a tent and a tabernacle. In all my wanderings with the people of Israel have I ever said a word of complaint to any of the leaders I have appointed to take care of my people Israel, that they did not build me a cedar temple? And say this too to my servant David. Thus says the God of heaven's hosts, I took you from the pasture, from following the flock, to be the leader of my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone, and cut down all your enemies for you. I will make your name great like that of the greatest on earth, and I am establishing a secure place for my people Israel and planting them there, so that they can live without having to be afraid, nor shall evildoers oppress them as they have been doing. Ever since I appointed leaders over my people Israel to defend them, but I will make you safe from all your enemies, and the Eternal guarantees you to build up your house. For when your days are done and you sleep with the ancestors, I will appoint your child, your offspring, to succeed you and establish his kingdom. He is the one who shall build a temple for me, and I will establish his royal throne for eternity. I will be a parent to him as he shall be a child to me, so that when he does wrong I will punish him with the rod I apply to human beings, with the afflictions of mortals. But my steadfast love will never go away from him, as I took it away from Saul when I removed him in your favor. Your house and your kingdom shall always be secure. Your throne shall be set firm for all time. In accordance with all these words, and in accordance with the entire vision, so did Nathan transmit it all to King David.
Lots to talk about there. Okay, we're back in our prayer books on page 372. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, sur kol haolamim, tzadik bechol adorot, ha'el ha'neman ha'omer ve'oseh, ha'mdaber u'mkayem, shekol devarav emet v'tzedek, al ha'torah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al nevi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh, shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu, לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל, אדוני אלוהינו, אנחנו מודים לך ומברכים אותך, יתברך שמך בפי כל חי, תמיד לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, מקדש השבת. At home, I would ask if you're able, please rise as we turn to page 376 to offer a prayer for our country at the bottom of the page, and then 377, the adjoining page, a prayer for Israel. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen. The prayer for the state of Israel, page 377. Avinu Shabashamayim, Sur Yisrael v'goalo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Tzmichat Geulatenu. Hagen aleha be'evrat chastecha, ufros aleha sukat shlomecha. Ushlach orcha v'amitcha l'rasheha sareha v'yoatzeha. V'taknem be'itza tova milfanecha, v'natata shalom ba'aretz, v'simchat olam liyoshveha, v'nomar Amen. O Heavenly One, Protector and Redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen. You remain standing as we turn to page 374 to return the Torah to the ark. יעללו את שם אדוני, כי נשגב שמו לבדו, הודו על ארץ בשמיים, וירם כהרן ליבו, תהילה לכל חסידיו, לבני ישראל עם קרובו, הללויה, הללויה. כי לקח טוב נתתי לכם, תורתי אל תעזובו. עץ חיים היא, למחזיקים בה, ותומכיה מאושר. דרכיה, דרכי נועם, וכל נתיבותיה שלום. השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה. חדש, חדש ימינו, חדש ימינו,
Remain standing as we turn to page 586 at the bottom of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. I ask those in mourning and those observing yahrzeit at home to please remain standing. We first acknowledge those that have been lost in our community in recent months. Florence Bass, Barbara Friedman, Lee Friedman, Arlene Mandelbaum, Myra Osofsky, Lisa Schneidman. We also mark the yahrzeits that occurred during the last week for Michael Banner, Joyce Laufer Barretts, Sandra Traeger, Shirley Block, Stuart Danoff, Marshall Davis, Ralph Davis, Dora Gastworth, Erwin Goldman, Sylvia Goldsmith, Jean Gottfried, Jason Gruen, Daphne Hafner, Dr. Edwin Heller, Marilyn Cohns, Sally Krause, Corinne Lamchick, Sidney Maisel, Samuel Millman, Barbara Morris, Frida Reif, Harry Ronick, Pauline Sachs, Abraham Shockett, Morris Tepper, Harry Weinstein, Hilda Wexler, Ruth Whitelaw, and Sadie Zucker. And if you're thinking of anyone at home that we did not mention and you'd like to mention their names aloud, this would be the time. Of course, we think of all those, even those that we do not know personally, whose lives have been taken through the virus, and we hope and pray that all of their families will be comforted, even at a distance, by our words. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'b'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'yalmei almayim. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechamata. Da'amiran ve'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may every one of their memories be a blessing. Please be seated at home. Shabbat shalom, everybody. I hope very much that I'll see most, if not all of you, online Torah study, which we will start promptly at 12 o'clock. I'll probably hop on the Zoom a few minutes beforehand, but it takes a few minutes to kind of get everything together here on this end. And just a few other announcements. The first is that this coming Thursday night, 7 o'clock, our wonderful Keelan is going to do a Zoom concert, play some of his favorite music, maybe kibitz a little bit, take some requests. He's very excited about it. He misses all of us terribly. So we thought this was a good way to keep us connected. He may play some Jewish music, may play some other stuff, but just a nice opportunity for us to all still remain connected to each other. And we are working hard to try to create other forms of programming now that we're past Pesach and past this sort of initial stage of things, and trying our very best to make sure that we all stay not just connected as a community, but continue our learning, continue our connection to Judaism. And one of the great ways that we do it certainly is with Shabbat. So I thank all of you for being online and being a part of this experience with me. So we're going to conclude our service on page 625 with Adon Olam, and then we'll do Kiddush, and then again we'll hop on Torah study. And if there are any who are watching who are not members of the congregation who are interested in perhaps joining either our virtual Oneg after services on Friday nights or our Torah study on Saturday mornings, just email the rabbi at temple@adasisrael.org email address of mine. Introduce yourself. Let me know if you have already a connection to the community, or if you're just interested in learning more. I'll be happy to give you the instructions about how to join us. But for safety's sake, we can't just give out the information on the web, because Lord knows what will appear if we do so. Anyway, with that, we'll conclude with Adon Olam, page 625, and then Kiddush. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol yetzir nivra li'et nasa b'chefzo kol azai melech shemo nikra v'yacharei kichlot hakol levado imloch nora ve'hu haya ve'hu hover ve'hu yeh betifara ve'hu echad v'en sheni le'amshilo le'achbira beli reshit beli tachlit ve'lo ha'oz ve'ha'misra ve'hu elim ve'chai go'alim ve'tzor chevli be'etzara ve'hu nisi umanos li menat kosi be'yom ekra be'yado afkid ruchi be'tishan ve'aira ve'im ruchi geviati Adonai li ve'lo ira. Okay, if you're at home and you have grape juice or wine handy, and you can rise as we say the Kiddush on page 604. And in the online version, you're looking for the section that says Blessings for the Home and Synagogue. Or if my math is correct, if you put in 632, does that make sense? Somewhere in that vicinity. But in our actual prayer book, it's page 604. Again, please rise. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם על כן ברך אדוני את יום השבת ויקדשהו סברים ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם בורא פרי הגפן Amen. Chaim, Shabbat Shalom to all of you. Again, if you're going to join us for Torah study, we'll start promptly at noon. And if not, I wish you all a Shabbat Shalom and a wonderful week. And I look forward to seeing you online, hopefully for the Kilim concert on Thursday, but if not, for Shabbat services next week. Shabbat Shalom.